Ladies and genitals, I am Spectral, and welcome to the Guilty Gear Strive tier list based off how good each character gives head. God is dead, and I've killed him with this video. You all know how tier lists work, unless you've been living under a rock Patrick Star style, but we've got some ground rules to set. We've got your typical S through F tiers, but as we go on, we'll be disqualifying people based on a few factors, most notably age. I'm not trying to go on some Epstein Island watch list talking about how Sid and Ggst would probably bite your dick off. No sir. With the admin out of the way, let's get things started with
Soul Bad Guy.
I mentioned biting your dick off earlier, and while Sin isn't going to be doing it, I never said the same thing wouldn't happen with Soul Goodman. Soul begrudgingly being in the bottom position for too long would have an effect on him. Verbalice can relate. Not in the aftermath though. Solid C tier because you'd probably get the chance to bust before Soul sent you to the Biggie Smalls concert in the sky.
Ggst.
The most blanded milquetoast character is on brand with his head game. His head movements looking like Fruity Tubes while he's boxing, non-existent. The progression would probably feel as slow as erosion, kayaking on some, oh excuse me, pardon me, allow me to take it slow type beat. C tier because at least you'll still have genitals by the end of it.
May.
Alright, we're straight. Imagine the most clumsy session in the planet's history and May's probably got it. She'll probably fumble the balls worse than Mark Sanchez. You could call May a lot of things. Paint sniffer, marker muncher, eraser engulfer, but the last thing that May is a quitter. May players are a good example of that. She could probably salvage what's left after an embarrassing display. Low B tier.
Potemkin.
How big is too big? Getting head from Potemkin would probably feel like getting head from a vacuum cleaner on the lowest setting. And not one of those small phallically shaped vacuum cleaners either. I'm talking about one of these. Potemkin is 8'6" and 2,600 pounds, almost as big as DJ Khaled. He could kill you just by sitting on you, and I know you freaks are watching are all like, oh yeah, I need that, at the prospect of dying to some cheeks, male or female. Y'all are equal opportunistic when it comes to getting suffocated by straight ass. Potemkin giving you the suck would probably feel like him sucking on a Q-tip, and God forbid he puts the helmet on while doing so. D tier.
Chip Zanath.
You know that meme where the reverse flash made Barry Allen bust in a fraction of a second? Chip would feel like the exact same thing, except worse. Have you seen Chip's face during bone-crushing excitement? Oh my goodness. A wise man once said, what those teeth do. Head from Chip would feel like that one scene where SpongeBob gets dragged through cheese graters. Straight mutilation. F tier.
Axel Low.
C. Chip Zanath, except there's no mutilation. B tier.
Zato.
Disqualified. Necrophilia is bad.
Melia Rage. Faust.
Have you ever felt like getting head from Amygdala from Bloodborne except wrapped in human skin and armed to the teeth with tomb power? That's Faust. What on earth is this gonna feel like? Faust head would probably feel like a game of Twister, hitting the typical Rainbow Six peak pose before transitioning to the Batman Now Talk pose. And that's without talking about his throw animation. Your meat is in another dimension, probably fighting Magalore, never to be seen again. D tier.
Ramlethal Valentine.
Disqualified. She's no older than 5 years old. And Elfelt is literally younger than her, so she's also disqualified.
Leo Whitefang.
Leo is the backseat driver of giving head, always giving demands and always yapping. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Shut the fuck up and catch these strokes. On the plus side, unlike Soul, his demands are more akin to nagging instead of death threats. Leo is serviceable, just wear earmuffs the whole time to avoid the Yap Olympics gold, silver, and bronze medal winner. B tier.
Angie Mito.
How can you have abs like this and still be the biggest bottom in the entire series? You know bro gets pummeled by Biken and enjoys it, so he's used to being in submissive positions, not unlike Jiko. Subscribe to him by the way and tell him that I sent you. Being a born bottom has its perks and head delivery though, unless your name is Nikocado Avocado. A tier.
Eno.
You could take exactly what I said about Soul and put it here, and it would be correct, except Eno is way worse. She literally has a line that says,
"Be my bottom bitch."
oh hell no, she's not even giving you the chance to bust. That thing's coming off, and the punishment isn't even over there.
I think we ain't doing it.
Being a god, you could only imagine the otherworldly hooliganry that would take place.
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No!
Easy F tier.
Nagori Yuki.
I could probably divide y'all into two sides when it comes to getting head from a vampire. Either, don't touch me, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to destroy you, or the more likely, that aside, Nago isn't sucking for the special sauce, he wants blood, and he's getting it. Time to eat these 50-50s. F tier.
Giovanna.
Much like how people play Giovanna, usually she'll start out apprehensive and completely refuse to do anything, even for minutes at a time. Sex life starting and ending at foreplay, and after 50 calendar years, she eventually starts. And from that point onward, it's absolutely immaculate. She'll have you hitting the smooth criminal halfway through. A tier.
Gold Lewis Dickinson.
I genuinely couldn't think of anything funny to talk about for Gold Lewis giving head because he's painfully average, much like his placement in Strive tier lists according to his down players. He's got Rod Wave size, but he's no Potemkin. He's got the average pace, but he's no Ggst. There's nothing special, much like how I assume it feels to get head from all these thoughts on Instagram. B tier.
Slayer.
Disqualified because he's never touching anyone but his wife. But I probably could have been made in the same argument with
Johnny.
Getting head from Johnny would probably feel similar to getting head from Duke Nukem. The head becomes the afterthought, and they became the main focus. How the fuck are you going to turn receiving head into a voyeuristic experience? Bro's too busy flipping his coin on some Harvey Dent shit. C tier.
Chaos.
I was halfway tempted to put a clip of him shooting a gun at the camera, start hitting the fucking Dougie afterwards, and then call it a day. But here we are. More cartoon shit. Faust is to the mask as Chaos is to Tom and Jerry. Bro would probably tie your meat into a pretzel, start jump roping with it, then deep fry it and serve it to you for a romantic candlelit dinner. All that's ignoring that he can literally clone himself, and at that point, what's the point? D tier.
Testament.
Testament head is the complete package. Head movement like Mike Tyson. Ball handling like LeBron. Gender ambiguity like Bridget on Twitter. Trolling like Happy Chaos. Bros out here offering your scrotum a cup of tea before going to town on that sumbitch. Then their little demons start to get to work and...
Jacko.
Now for the third and final entry in the we do a little trolling trio. Like Faust, she be hitting the most wackiest positions while going to work. And thanks to Soul being Soul, she has no other option other than being a power bottom. Brianna can relate, and like Anji, she'll have you hitting the Jordan logo in no time flat. But then the aforementioned trolling commences and then the minions come out. Get those things away from my orifices, please. B tier.
Bycad.
There will never be a more boredom and contempt filled oral session than with Biken. She'll either pull a soul bad guy and slice your pecker off, or she'll turn the tables and you'll be the one giving, not receiving. F tier.
Bridget.
B tier. My lawyers have instructed me to not elaborate any further about anything Bridget related.
Oscar R. Croix.
Alright, hear me out.
Expecto Patron!
Disqualified. She's only touching the key.
Sin.
I don't even think I need to talk about this one.
Bedman.
F tier.